We've talked on the YouTube channel about Rainbow Six Vegas and this franchise as a whole, guys, that up to this point we've had two games, right? And I gotta say that Rainbow Six Vegas, the original one, when it came out, man, I absolutely loved it. It is to this day my favorite Rainbow Six game of all time. I thought it was absolutely so well put together. I'll never, forget playing some of the different game modes, whether we're talking co-op or we're talking about playing those single-player experiences. I mean, just a great story, in my opinion. I loved it. I loved playing, a first-person shooter in Vegas. I just thought it was really cool setting, and I thought it was, like I said, it was one of my favorite, Tom Clancy games up to this point. Obviously, I love the Splinter Cell series. Obviously, we've talked on the YouTube channel about that series and how we want that to come back. But the Rainbow Six Vegas, sub-franchise or sub-series of Rainbow Six, I've been wanting to see a continuation of it. And we got Rainbow Six Vegas 2, which was okay. It wasn't, in my opinion, nearly as good as the first one. But I would love to see at least the continuation, or maybe even just the trilogy of Rainbow Six Vegas. I think making a Rainbow Six Vegas 3, people would love it. Obviously, Rainbow Six Siege is out, and it's absolutely done incredibly well for Ubisoft. I mean, they've made a lot of money off of Rainbow Six Siege as a whole, even though it has no single-player story, pretty much just like operations, and it just, it's basically a multiplayer experience is really what it is meant for, and it's got a really big esports scene as well, which is absolutely great. I'm so happy for Rainbow Six having a game like Siege that's come out and has really helped build this scene out. But I'd love to see, if they make a Rainbow Six Siege 2, or if they decide just to keep updating the, Rainbow Six Siege, that's, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. But if they were to continue Rainbow Six as a franchise moving forward, I would love to see them go back to Vegas. Go back to Rainbow Six Vegas 3, and I think this is a series that should exist, or it should continue, at least have one last hoorah of a game and of a sub-series here. We got two, like I said. I think having a third one would kind of round it out. I think people would love to go back to Vegas for, one last time. I'd love to see the first two games, even remastered on the Xbox Series X as well as the PS5. And I think that there's a number of reasons why I believe that this game should exist. So number one, guys, being in Vegas. I think it would be it's a really cool setting. It adds for a lot of really interesting elements and situations that you're in, with like the neon lights and just all the different areas that you go in when we, played that first game. Lots of great co-op modes, guys. I mean, I loved co-op in Rainbow Six Vegas. Playing with your friends. I played with my cousin on a number of occasions playing in that game and playing together, trying to accomplish different objectives and such. And I would love to see that in Rainbow Six Vegas 3. I'd love to see a continuation of the story, right? Maybe kind of changing the storyline a little bit from the first two games, or maybe they do like somewhat of an origin story. It's hard to say, but really having a co-op mode as well as that single player experience, and having multiplayer in Rainbow Six Vegas 3 would be absolutely awesome. I think playing multiplayer in Vegas is just, it's amazing. I think it would be absolutely awesome. Some of the maps that they would be able to design. And I think it would really continue building off of what they kind of started in the first two Rainbow Six Vegas games. And I think that they could even build off of what's worked in Siege, continuing that with going back to Rainbow Six Vegas. I think it's a great idea. Now, the chances of it, guys, are pretty slim. Most likely, what Ubisoft would do is make another Rainbow Six game, but it would be Rainbow Six Siege 2 or something like that. It may very well not be Rainbow Six Vegas, but Rainbow Six Vegas was my personal favorite in the Rainbow Six franchise, and so I would love to see a continuation of it, even if it's just, rounding up the trilogy, making one more Rainbow Six Vegas game, I think would be absolutely incredible. But will they do that? It's hard to say. Obviously, they're working on Rainbow Six Quarantine. That's going to be coming out, and that's going to be an exciting game as well. I'm really excited for that. But I think at the end of the day, guys, it sounds like they are kind of moving away from Vegas and kind of moving into Siege is kind of really what they've been doing now for the past number of years, and they're kind of introducing Quarantine, which of course is going to have co-op, and it's hard to say if it's going to have multiplayer modes. It looks like it's primed for multiplayer, but Rainbow Six Vegas 3, guys, would be, imagine semi-open world story of Rainbow Six Vegas 3 in Vegas, being able to explore a modern or futuristic Vegas, and just the different environments, having, a full-blown co-op modes as well as multiplayer modes, the customization and the earnable items and such. I think it would be absolutely amazing. And I just think, all in all, at the end of the day, why this game should exist is because it would round out the trilogy of Rainbow Six Vegas, in my opinion. We got 2 games, and it kind of left us hanging. It's like you want one more to kind of round out that trilogy. I'm not saying that they got to continue making Rainbow Six Vegas games, but at least making 3 of them to round out that trilogy, I think would be really special. But let me know, guys, would you want to see a Rainbow Six Vegas 3? Do you think it should exist? Do you think it shouldn't exist? Let me know in the comment section below. And for more Rainbow Six Vegas 3 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.